It should come as no surprise that I will not be endorsing Donald Trump this year.
There's a growing list of prominent Republicans who are publicly saying, I am not supporting Donald Trump in November. This is being sort of waved off by many on the right and the left as not important. But I'm here to tell you today, this is actually extraordinarily important. We're going to look at a montage here put together by the Biden-Harris HQ Twitter account. You will see Mitt Romney, the Republican senator who we know has said he's not supporting Trump. You are going to see new video from this weekend of the failed former president Mike Pence, the one that Trump supporters wanted to kill. He says he is not endorsing Trump in 2024. This is not getting the attention it deserves, and it does deserve attention. And I'll tell you the multiple reasons why in a moment. First, let's take a look at this.
I will not be voting for former President Trump.
And it should come as no surprise that I will not be endorsing Donald Trump this year.
I have known him well for 22 years, more than anybody else in this race has known him. And I can promise you this, if you put him back behind the desk in the Oval Office and a choice comes and a decision is needed to be made as to whether he puts himself first or he puts you first, how much more evidence do you need that he will pick himself?
I don't intend to support him for the Republican nomination.
Who do you hope to support?
I haven't decided yet. It won't be him.
And what was the reason for you not supporting him?
Where do I begin? Thank you.
I can tell you that in the state of Michigan, he is now being hurt and trails Biden because of the fact that the evangelical community is saying, we don't think this is our guy. I don't know whether he can shore that up again. I don't know if this has been said on the air before, but the information that I have from a very well-respected pollster is the evangelical voters are saying, some of them are saying enough is enough. It'll be interesting to see where this develops, because without them, he's got a real problem.
All right. So a couple different things here. I know a lot of people just kind of roll their eyes at this. Republicans roll their eyes and they say, why do we care if rhinos, Republicans in name only, why do we care if the rhino group of Republicans won't support Trump? They're just upset that Trump didn't give them cushy positions, or they have personal grievances or whatever. And then there's people on the left who will say, well, this doesn't really make a difference one way or the other. Great. Republicans who will never vote for Democrats anyway aren't going to support Donald Trump. Well, I take issue with that second assertion. I think some of these Republicans absolutely would consider voting Biden. And we've heard that there are moderate Republicans, we're going to hear from another one later today, who say it's not that I agree with Biden on policy. I'm to his right, but I agree with Biden's decency and the fact that he is not the most important figure. It is the country and it is the voters, et cetera. So a couple different things. Number one, you don't usually forget about a former vice president not endorsing the guy they served under. That's absolutely a blockbuster in terms of Pence saying, yeah, I served under him for 4 years. I'm not endorsing him. I don't think he should be the president. That is noteworthy. And it goes to the discontent that there is in the Republican Party against Trump. Now, you might say, well, David, there's obviously not enough discontent to defeat him. And that's exactly my point. Trump securing between 60 and 65% of the primary vote. Nikki Haley, the lion's share of the remaining 35 to 40%. That is obviously not a majority, what the non-Trump vote secured, but it is huge, particularly when it is a former president from that party. So when you look at the Republican Party, Trump still has the lion's share of support, but those who don't support him from the party really don't support him. And this includes his own former vice president. This includes Republican senators, members of Congress, and others. In terms of the strategy for the left, we want the biggest tent possible. Do I care if a bunch of these Republicans look at Trump and they say, this guy doesn't care about democracy. He doesn't care about the middle class person. He doesn't care about maintaining alliances and sticking to our word. Fine, I agree with him on abortion. But overall, I need someone who defends democracy, so I'm leaning towards Biden. Do we say, well, you're wrong about abortion, so we don't want your support? No, we say, hey, this broader goal of maintaining democracy is important, and you're welcome to join us in voting for Joe Biden and preventing Trump from becoming the president. And then, okay, so then on abortion, we're not going to agree. Once we get another 4 years of Biden, and then we can have the fight on abortion. As an ethical matter, also, we've talked about the deprogramming of cult members. And one of the critical elements of it is you want to provide a welcoming enough environment so they feel comfortable saying, hey, you know what? I was duped. I was wrong. I'm changing my mind. And one of the most important preconditions to deprogramming cult members is making them feel as though there are people they can go to and say, I might have been wrong. And they're not going to be judged or attacked. And instead, they're going to be told, it's an amazing thing that you've actually realized that. Tell me more. What made you realize that Trump was no good? How did this happen? And the third part is, to some degree, prominent defections can actually sway votes. There are constituencies where, Utah, there's still Republicans in Massachusetts. Massachusetts will go to Biden, but there are Republicans in Massachusetts and surrounding states who saw Romney as a sensible guy. And so there are probably some Republicans in New Hampshire who will see Romney say, I'm not voting Trump. And they'll go, you know what? I always trusted Mitt Romney. I think I'm not voting Trump either. Or there will be some evangelicals in Indiana and maybe some in Ohio or maybe some in Michigan, nearby states, who will see Pence say, I'm not endorsing this guy. And some of them will say, I always trusted Pence. I'm not going to write him off as a rhino. I'm actually going to listen to him and say, maybe I shouldn't vote for Trump either. So defections can sway public opinion. So my view is welcome all of them. Come on in. Let's see if we can defeat this guy Trump in November. Staying healthy is often about what is a sustainable habit, one that works for you, something you'll stick to. I have a scoop of AG1 in the morning before my infamous cappuccino. Each serving of AG1 just gets me super simply the vitamins, minerals, pre and probiotics that I'm looking for. It's just like a foundation for the entire day, and it's super easy. I fill up the shaker with super cold water. I put a scoop of AG1 in, shake, and I'm ready to go. If I'm running short on time, I'll just grab a travel pack, which has an individual serving of AG1 that you can easily mix on the go. So even if I'm away from home, I'm just getting that nutritional foundation. I don't have as much time as I would like to perfectly fine-tune every single meal. I do the best I can, but I don't want to be dealing with 10 different vitamin supplement bottles, and AG1 just solves all of that. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2, plus 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/Pacman. The link is down below.